Welcome back to the Iron Bowl Hour. It's time for rapid fire questions with former Alabama quarterback Andrew Zow. Andrew, you ready?
I'm good.
All right, here we go. On a scale of 1 to 13 national championships, how excited are you to be on this totally awesome television show?
12.
Okay. Do you know who James Franklin is?
No clue.
If you were an architect, where would you put the next expansion to Bryant-Denny Stadium?
Wow.
It's tough. So big.
Yeah.
Running out of room.
Yeah, we're running out of room already. Maybe move the cemetery over.
No.
People would love that.
Yeah, no issues there. No issues there. Hey, do you mind if we start calling you Wowie Zowie?
I do.
Okay.
Oh, he does mind. Okay. Yeah. How far can you throw a football?
75 yards.
Interesting.
I heard that Cameron Newton threw a football over 400 yards last week. You believe that?
After about 20 tries, yes.
Would you believe me if I said that we had to make a last-minute decision between you and Tyler Watts for the guest slot on this week's show?
I would believe it.
Okay.
I was picked second. I know.
Who has better fans, Auburn or Alabama?
No doubt Alabama.
Who sells better fans,
Alabama.
Walmart or Target?
Ooh, or Alabama.
Walmart.
Good answer. Okay. Do you have fond memories of your time at Alabama?
I do.
Okay, I think that's all we
Yeah,
need.
great. Good job.
It's a great job.
Yeah. Andrew, thanks for sticking around. I could tell in the elevator you were a little bit worried about something, so I want to put your mind to rest. The whole myth about the camera adds 10 pounds. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Just a myth. Just a myth.
Just a minute, it actually adds 15.
15 pounds.
15. I'm good with that. I don't need it, but I'm good with it.
There you go. Yeah. All right, so Andrew, let's just dive right into this. There's been some indecision at the University of Alabama about who should be the starting quarterback this year. And Alabama fans who are older than 11 and a half will remember that you, of course, were involved in somewhat of a quarterback controversy there about 10 years ago or so. Tell us, what's your take on what's going on this year?
Right now, I think Coach Saban and the crew will do a great job of picking the guy or letting the guys just play, but protect them with the run game.
What's that like as a player, being the one right in the middle of it?
It's tough. I think the biggest thing that both players have to do is really respect the game and respect the University of Alabama and not think of poor me or it's all about themselves. They really have to put the team first, and that's what Tyler and myself did. I think we did a decent job of making sure that the team was put first, and we understood that. It's a Class A program, so continue to act classy and just don't disrespect the game by thinking about just me.
You know, outside of the public sphere, how did you and Tyler get along? Did y'all have a good relationship?
Yeah,
in practice and all?
we were. It's not like we went and hung out. You know, he had his buddies on the team. I had my buddies on the team. And but as far as our relationship on the field, at practice, and you know, just cordially talk. I mean, we were great. I mean, we to this day we're still good friends. And I think Tyler did a great job because the expectations of Tyler when he came out of high school were so high. And then there was a kid come out of Florida who just all of a sudden sort of threw a wrench in everything. And Tyler handled it well. But our relationship was fine then. I can remember stories of Tyler and I supposed to have gotten into the fights and all that stuff. And
yeah, I started some rumors like that.
Yeah, I know.
Coach
Coach Kenning, who's our senior year, was under Coach Fran. We walked into our meeting. Tyler and I walked in together. And he said, "Well, what's wrong with you two guys?" And we looked at him like, "What?" And he said, "Well, I heard you guys got in a fight." I said, "Well, if we did, I would have won." But no, it was things like that always about Tyler and I, or Freddie not wanting to play and things like that, which is never true. Our guys just wanted to be on the field like Tyler wanted to be on the field. I wanted to be on the field as well. But our biggest thing is to make sure Alabama was winning games.
Those are great answers. Now let's pretend for 1 second that these cameras aren't on. You can't stand Tyler Watts, can you?
Let me rephrase. No, seriously.
Let me rephrase.
No, Tyler
is
and I
it or
really
isn't it not true that you don't care for Tyler Watts?
I love Tyler Watts.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Yes.
Excellent. Well played. Yeah. We talk a lot on this show about the nature of this rivalry between Alabama and Auburn, and you are someone who did not grow up in this state. You are from Florida originally. Were you prepared mentally and emotionally for what you got into when you got to this state?
Not at all. I don't think anyone outside of this state, unless you move and go somewhere else and know the rivalry and what goes on here, no one understands. When I first got here, I can remember going in to speak to an elementary school and walking through the double doors and walk over an Auburn mat and got yelled at by a 5-year-old about walking over the Auburn mat with Alabama stuff on. So,
rightfully so.
Yeah, so I had to
scream the
yeah, so I had to walk back
yes.
out the door and then come back in on the Alabama side. And I called my mom. I was like, these folks are nuts. I still think the rivalry is unbelievable, but the fans do take it to a different level. And I've never seen fans like Alabama or Auburn.
How good is Alabama?
Very.
Like really, really good?
Not as good as, I don't think they're as good as 09, but we don't know. We don't know yet. We didn't know Auburn was as good as they were, but because they continue to win. So I'm not sure if they're as good as 09, but we'll just wait and see.
You mentioned Alabama, Auburn, maybe getting into the Iron Bowl undefeated. That'd be tough for that to happen this year.
Yes.
I'd be curious to hear a word or two what you make of Auburn's start to the season, the Utah State game, and then a fairly impressive win against Mississippi State. What is the deal with this team?
I was not impressed with Auburn the first game. I really thought they will not make it through the SEC playing the way they have, and what they're doing right now is just finding a way to win. Utah State, I thought, ran the ball up and down the field and was able to score points, and what Auburn's doing is scoring more points. Their offense is sort of clicking a little bit at times. Defensively, I think they're a little shaky up front, so that could be the big thing. Auburn is one of those teams that the coaches, they're well coached and they're going to do it the right way, and sometimes coaching gets you through games.
Hey, for real, what were you thinking when Utah State was winning? For real?
For real, what I was thinking?
Yeah.
Like, yes, this could be good.
I do think when they get off to a shaky start against Utah State, and then you see the Eagle not understanding where the field is and flying into the glass, maybe is intoxicated. I'm not sure what happened there. And then they have this impressive win against Mississippi State. Yeah. It makes me start to think, well, maybe Auburn has more potential than we thought. If they were going to sneak up on somebody and win a game they weren't supposed to, which would be almost all of the rest of the games on their schedule this year, who do you think they'd have a good chance of upsetting at this point?
I'm not sure. If anyone, it would have to be Alabama because of the rivalry and because of that game. Because every year you go into that game, it doesn't matter what your record is, it doesn't matter how you've been playing that year. It's always a chance of losing that game. That's the team, I think. If Alabama's undefeated going to that game, Auburn can definitely sneak up and beat them.
Who would have thought we could have got Wowie Zowie to predict Auburn would beat Alabama this year?
Yeah, that's crazy. Is that what he said?
That's what he said. Andrew, thanks a lot for playing along. We got a little gift bag there to send home with you.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem. Up next, it's the Innisfree Trivia Minute.